Catherine, and I'm here to take you from academic legal English to the real legal English you need to work in law. There's a free PDF for you in the description and in the comments. Don't forget to download it, full of very useful vocabulary. Welcome to our quick legal vocabulary class. Conveyancing is the legal process of transferring the ownership of a building or land from a seller to a buyer. In other words, a conveyancing solicitor deals with the sale and purchase of real estate. This solicitor has to make sure that the ownership is properly and legally transferred with a document known as a title deed. Now, let's explain title deed. In the common law, that is the document that proves who is the owner of a particular house or a particular piece of land. Deed means contract and title means ownership. So a title deed is the ownership contract, and if your name is on there, you're the owner according to the common law. What does a conveyancing solicitor, sometimes referred to as a conveyancer, do? The conveyancing process begins when the seller of a property, for example a house, accepts an offer from a buyer. At this point, both parties, the buyer and the seller, need a conveyancer. Now, that means they need one each. The buyer and the seller have to be separately represented here, so 2 conveyancing lawyers are required to complete the sale. The first job of a conveyancer in the UK is to comply with money laundering regulations. This involves getting valid ID from the client and carrying out anti-money laundering checks. When this is done, the 2 conveyancing solicitors will put together contract packs containing draft contracts and the legal forms that are necessary to register the sale. Contract packs is the name that we use for what the 2 conveyancing solicitors put together at the beginning of the process. A draft contract means it's probably not the final version, but it's the starting point of the contract of sale. Legal forms, they've got names, as they probably do in your country, like T/62B, just the things that the government require the conveyancing solicitors to complete. The next step is to carry out a search. This involves checking for anything that will affect the property after the sale, and also checking for any encumbrances on the land, such as easements. The 2 conveyancers will also deal with any mortgage loan documents involved in the sale and purchase of the property. So we've got some vocabulary there. An encumbrance on land is a potential problem for the buyer. Encumbrance usually means something heavy, a problem, and you don't necessarily want to buy a problem. An easement is a type of encumbrance. It's a potential possible problem when you buy a house or some land. For example, I bought a house not too long ago, and it was in a row of 8 with shared gardens at the back. Everyone kept to their own garden. That was all right, but the gas company had an easement over my garden. Now that meant if any of the other houses had a problem with the gas company could come into my garden, access the gas, and they didn't need my permission to do it because they had an easement. And an easement is a type of encumbrance, and it can affect the value of the property. So maybe I offered £200,000 for the property, and then my conveyancer said, the gas company have an easement. It's my decision to maybe lower my offer because I'm buying a little bit of a problem. A mortgage loan is exactly what you think it is. It's money that you borrow specifically to buy a house or land. And it's the conveyancer's job to check that the buyer has that money in place to go ahead and buy the property, but that the seller has cleared any of their own mortgages, their own mortgage loans, before the buyer pays. So, as you can see, being a conveyancing solicitor requires you to know quite a lot about land law and finance. When the sale is completed, the final job of a conveyancer is to register the sale with the government department that records the ownership of land in the UK and guarantees title to the purchasers of real estate. This central register of land ownership in the UK is called the Land Registry. Now, what does that mean? Guarantees title. It means what you think it means. I hope you know what it means. It's that when your conveyancer registers the title deed with your name at the land registry, the government will say you own that land or you own that house. So that guarantee of title is an absolutely essential part of the conveyancer's job. The land registry have a website, you can have a look. Why is it dangerous to do your own conveyancing to save money? You can, and some people try it, but I hope you see from the explanation of conveyancing what a risk you are taking if you carry out this process in the UK and probably in your country as well without a conveyancer. Congratulations, you can now use the word conveyancing like a legal professional. To practice this word and more for free, download that PDF. The link is in the description below. Bye bye.